Chemistry is not always a good sign. Sometimes that electric feeling, the one that makes someone feel like you were built for each other, is your nervous system recognizing a familiar wound. Here's what nobody talks about. If you have anxious attachment, you are statistically more likely to feel the most intense chemistry with someone who is the least emotionally available. Not in spite of your attachment pattern, because of it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that happens. The specific psychological mechanism that makes chaos feel like connection, and safety feel almost like boredom. And more importantly, you'll know what to actually do about it. But first, why does the person who keeps you guessing feel more compelling than the one who shows up consistently? The answer to that is going to change how you think about attraction entirely. Before we go further, if this is your first time here, I share relationship psychology research every week that most people never encounter. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you want to understand your own attachment pattern specifically, I've built a free attachment style quiz at magneticchemistry.com. The link is in the description. Takes about 3 minutes and gives you a personalized breakdown. Now, back to this. You've been here before. Someone comes into your life and immediately it feels different, more alive. There's this pull you can't explain, a kind of electricity you don't feel with people who are straightforward about liking you. And then comes the pattern. They're warm, then distant, present, then suddenly unreachable. They say things that make you feel chosen, and then they go quiet for 3 days, and you spend those 3 days trying to figure out what you did wrong. You know, somewhere that this isn't good for you. But you also can't shake the feeling that with this person, it's real. The connection is real. The intensity is real. And the people who are clear about wanting you, something feels off. Too easy. Almost suspicious. If you've been in this pattern more than once, and if you've been in it with people who eventually showed you who they were, it wasn't a coincidence, and it wasn't bad luck. There's a reason you feel more alive with the person who might leave than with the person who already stayed. And the reason isn't what you think. What I'm about to show you isn't about the other person. It's about what's happening inside your nervous system and why it's been running a program you didn't consciously choose. In the 1950s, behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner ran an experiment that would eventually explain the most confusing thing about modern dating. He wanted to know which reward schedule creates the most persistent behavior. He tested 3 conditions. One group received a reward every time they completed an action. One group received nothing. And one group received rewards at random. Sometimes after the first action, sometimes after the 10th, sometimes after 50. The third group, the variable ratio schedule, produced behavior that was nearly impossible to extinguish. Even when the rewards stopped completely, they kept going. Because maybe the next one would be it. You already know where this is going. This is the slot machine. It's also the emotionally unavailable partner. The warmth that comes unpredictably, the tenderness after distance, the repair after conflict, produces a biochemical response that consistent love simply doesn't match. Not because consistent love is less real, but because your brain doesn't assign value based on quality. It assigns value based on effort and uncertainty. This is the first insight. And it matters because it means the intensity you feel with someone who keeps you guessing is not a signal of compatibility. It's a signal of activation, your nervous system working overtime to secure an unpredictable reward. Meet Maya. She's 31, 2 years out of a relationship that she described, even while she was in it, as the hardest thing she'd ever been through. She met Eric at a work event. He was charming, attentive, funny. For the first 2 weeks, she felt more seen than she had in years. Then he went quiet. 3 days, no response. When she finally heard from him, he explained it away easily. She accepted it easily. Because hearing from him after those 3 days felt like relief that nothing else had ever matched. That relief is the variable ratio schedule in action. Maya wasn't choosing chaos. Her brain had been trained, without her knowledge, to find the highest reward in the most uncertain environment. We're halfway through the psychology here. Stick with me, because the piece that's coming is where anxious attachment and this pattern lock together in a way most people never see. Quick question before we keep going. When you're in a relationship, which sounds more like you, do you tend to feel most anxious with someone emotionally unavailable? Or do you notice yourself feeling suspicious of people who are consistently warm? Drop A or B in the comments. I read everyone. And if you want to go deeper on this specific pattern, I've written about it on the blog at magneticchemistry.com. Link in the description. Now, the piece that connects all of this. In 2005, biological anthropologist Helen Fisher published research on romantic rejection that changed how we understand attraction. Her team placed people who had recently been rejected by romantic partners inside brain scanners and showed them photos of the person who left. What they found was not grief activity. What lit up was the dopamine reward circuit, the same circuit that activates for cocaine. The brain was not processing loss. It was processing pursuit. Fisher called this frustration attraction. When romantic pursuit becomes uncertain or blocked, the brain increases dopamine output, not decreases it. The obstacle doesn't reduce desire, it amplifies it. For someone with anxious attachment, who already has a system wired toward hypervigilance in relationships, this mechanism doesn't just activate, it hijacks everything else. The pull towards someone emotionally unavailable isn't weakness, it's neurological. And here's the third insight, the one that tends to hit hardest. Research on attachment and nervous system calibration shows that anxiously attached individuals often don't just fall for emotionally unavailable people by accident. They find the physiological arousal of anxious love familiar. And familiar to the nervous system reads as safe. If you grew up in an environment where love was conditional, where affection came and went depending on someone else's mood, your nervous system learned that this is what love feels like. The uncertainty, the working for it, the relief. So when you encounter a relationship without those elements, it doesn't feel like peace. It feels like something is missing. Remember that question from the beginning. Why does the person who keeps you guessing feel more compelling than the one who shows up every time? We're about to answer it fully. Maya stayed with Eric for 8 months, long enough to watch the pattern repeat so many times it had its own rhythm. Distance, pursuit, relief. What finally got through to her wasn't an insight about Eric. It was a question her therapist asked her. What does it feel like when someone is straightforwardly kind to you? Her answer, without hesitating, suspicious. She didn't choose Eric because he was toxic. She chose Eric because Eric felt like a language she already knew how to speak. And that is the familiarity bias in action. The nervous system doesn't ask, is this person good for me? It asks, is this pattern familiar? Is this feeling something I already know how to navigate? Which means the person who treats you consistently, the one who texts when they say they will, who shows up when something is hard, who doesn't need to be chased, can trigger more alarm in an anxiously attached nervous system than the person running the hot and cold routine. Because consistency, when you've never felt it, doesn't feel like safety. It feels like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Here's the reframe. And this is the piece that changes everything. You are not broken for being drawn to intensity. You are not weak for confusing chaos with chemistry. Your nervous system was doing exactly what nervous systems do, pattern matching to what it already knew. But here's what that means. The work isn't to stop wanting deep connection. The work is to learn to tolerate something your system isn't used to yet. The discomfort of being chosen without having to earn it. The strangeness of a relationship that doesn't make your nervous system spike. That strangeness isn't a signal that something is wrong. It's a signal that something is different. And different, when it comes from someone trustworthy and consistent, is what healing actually feels like. The question isn't whether you're capable of a healthy relationship. The question is whether you're willing to stay when it stops feeling like a crisis. If you want to understand your own attachment pattern at a deeper level, not just whether you're anxious or avoidant, but why it developed and how it's showing up specifically for you, I've built a free attachment style quiz at magneticchemistry.com. It takes about 3 minutes and gives you a personalized breakdown of your results. Link is in the description. Totally free. Take it after this video. Thank you for watching. If this one resonated, if you recognized the pattern or recognized yourself in Maya, that recognition is the beginning of something. Next up, we're closing out the Anxious Attachment series by going beyond the label entirely. Because there's a difference between understanding your attachment pattern and actually building the kind of intimacy that doesn't require you to be anxious first. That one's next.